still be here when you're gone. You gather souvenirs, but I will never be your pawn, your pawn, your pawn. My love wasn't ever a game. I lay my cards out on the table. There's nothing to gamble away, but I can promise that you'll never be the same. But I can promise that you'll never be the same. You can double down. I'll still be a proud haven for your love is never love. A river through your bluff, I will be enough, enough, enough. My love wasn't ever a game. I lay my cards out on the table. There's nothing to gamble away, but I can promise that you'll never be the same. Something you can never take, but it's not uncommon to forsake. Got a chronic urge to complicate. Think of love like a friend, not an enemy. Feeling I have nothing left to hide. Hard to say, but you know it when it's right. Keep it simple now, living it before I die. Think of love like a friend, not an enemy. My love wasn't ever a game. I lay my cards out on the table. There's nothing to gamble away, but I can promise that you'll never be the same. But I can promise that you'll never be the Maybe I'm a little young, but you don't know what I've become. Can't you see it in my face? But even living in disguise, but you can see the killer in my eyes. I've got a look you can't escape. Poco no mirai wa.
Well, good morning. Happy Valentine's week, right? Hopefully, you guys have got your significant other something special. If you've got a significant other lined up to give them tomorrow and buy into the capitalist holiday, right? Boy, you know, the wife and I, back a long time ago, um, we decided not to celebrate Valentine's Day, right? And because it was just it's so costly, right? I mean, just to get um, a little box of chocolate or something like that, or a bouquet of flowers. It was so costly, so cost prohibitive, and we just didn't have the money. So um, we just hang out on that day and spend time and uh, acknowledge each other and be thankful for each other's, um, just being in our lives, that we were able to to find each other. So, but if doing the whole shebang, going out to dinner and chocolates and flowers and whatever is your thing, more power to you. But anyway, so that brings us to our, I guess, what's going on here? Do I have the right thing up? Yeah, I think I do. Let's see. Yeah. So, even though I guess the tuna fishes are getting into it because it says, I'm tangled in your love net, your delicious kisses, leave me feeling tender and flanky. And this is how you make a tuna melt. A tuna, yeah, I don't, tuna melt. Better do that dance for her. Um, I've done that dance a few times, and that's how we wound up with kids, Zali. So I don't know, because like I said, back in the day, those hips were powerful tools of lust and love. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know about you guys, but evidently there was some sort of a. Oh well, I guess we'll get to that in a minute. I was fixing to go. I thought we were fixing to talk about yay sports. I guess not. Um, so this is a little thing coming here from Dextro. I guess somebody has made them some Pokemon shoes. I'm not for sure which Pokemon, because again, I'm not a Pokemon person. Um, I but I think this is copyrighted music. But we'll see. Yeah, but it's kind of cool because I mean it's got this little, and I do remember briefly. I do remember briefly something about this. I think maybe with my kids or something. There's a little ghost. I mean, is it like a ghosty Pokemon or something? Um. Anyway, it's shooting out this purple toxic cloud. I'm sure, like if Dave was here or Matt, not Matt, but Max, I'm sure they could let Ghostly. Yeah, Ghostly. The pumps are cool. Yeah. How much is that EDP? I don't know how much that is, and so. But anyway, it's I back in when I was in high school, there was a pair of shoes that I wanted more than anything, right? Because they were all the rage, and they were called BK, British Knights, right? Um, I remember I was finally allowed to get a pair of them. I think maybe my senior year, and I kept those things forever till they literally were falling apart. Um, but nowadays, as long as it covers my feet up, and that's about all I. Yeah, it's it's Jingar. I love Jingar. Okay, Gassy is the first evolution of that Pokemon. Okay, well there you guys go. That's who that is. Yeah, BKs. Yes, Zali is a person of particular age. She's not nearly as old as I am, but she's old enough to remember those shoes. Yeah, those were so cool. They were just cool shoes. They really were. They were expensive though, and that's why didn't didn't wasn't allowed to have them because they just cost too much. So, um, evidently there was a sporting event yesterday. Um, uh, Evidently, I guess Kansas City Chiefs won. I don't know. I didn't watch it. The wife and I did our traditional thing for Super Bowl. We had some um, traditional, just kind of, Super Bowl type, I don't know, snick knacks or whatever you want to call them. And we actually watched a really good movie called Devotion. Um, it was really good. We thoroughly enjoyed it. But anyway, to those that do the sports thing, congratulations. I guess if you were rooting for the Chiefs, um, So Zali is cultured. Yes, Zali is extremely cultured. She is a lady of certain uh, standards and morals, and I commend her for that. Now, there was I don't give a shit. There was some history that was made during the Super Bowl yesterday. An all female pilot team made Super Bowl flyover history. It was so Sunday Super Bowl was the first to feature an all female team of pilots in the annual pregame flyover. The historic first celebration celebrates 50 years of women aviators in the U.S. Navy. The National Football League wrote in a tweet. Currently, about 15% of the pilots in the U.S. Navy are female, notes CBS News. The group of 7 female aviators flew in a diamond formation over the State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona, where the Kansas City Chiefs was facing off against the Philadelphia Eagles. So you know what? That was kind of cool. I thought that was kind of cool that they had a squadron of all female pilots that did that to commemorate 50 years of female aviators. And good for them. Good on them. And Squatchin says, I missed it because I was waiting for the Pentagon press conference. Oh, yeah, we covered that. If you're talking about the all this the shooting down of these unidentifiable flying objects all over North America. You know, they had the Chinese balloon, and then they shot down the object over there on the coast of Alaska. And then they shot one down the Yukon, up around the Yukon region in Canada. And then, of course, yesterday afternoon, I guess it was, they shot down the one above Lake Huron. So I don't know. And here's the thing about this kind of frustrating or aggravating to me as a U.S. citizen is we probably will not ever really be fully briefed on what happened or what it was. I feel like it was some sort of drone. Um, and I suspect it probably came from China. But for what purpose was these drones being used? Well, that's anybody's guess. Um, but anyway, I think we had some history that was made during the Super Bowl itself. Um, Mr. Beast uh, evidently appeared in a commercial during the Super Bowl. Let's see here.
I missed it.
There you go. It was just that simple, that brief. I don't know what the rest of that commercial was, but as you can clearly see, there he was. There's Jimmy. There's Mr. Beast, and he even delivered his lines. Look at him. So good for Mr. Beast. Again, I haven't watched any of the commercials yet, so I don't know the context of it. But we had a YouTuber that was in a Super Bowl commercial. So, uh, no matter how brief it was, good for him. Uh, let's see here. Let's see. Anyway, let's see what else we got here. All right, so this next one, I got to deep dive on this a little bit. Um, uh, I'm not for sure what what is this? Is this? Because I'm running a little bit. I'm running a little bit late this morning. I'm looking here. What is this? I'm sure there's some sort. sure what this is. Maybe you guys could share or enlighten me. You guys are usually a lot more smart about this stuff than I am because I'm anyway. So FPS Diesel um, says I like NG artist, but a lot of the heat directed at Bo Blacks is ridiculous. The video is even, and he gives even a follow up. That's it. Like Jesus fucking Christ. If creators don't want to end up in news stories, stop going public. Draft through the first stone. Veronica and Mark should be able to respond, and Bo Black should be able to sum it up. And so I guess here it says Rice Pirate Mick simps for Oni's girlfriend, then gets cucked by LS Mark. I've got to watch this video because I honestly, truthfully, I don't know. Nit says you got to watch Gross Score's new video about his cuckolding experience. Deep dive. I'm surprised you can swim. Well, you might be surprised just exactly what I can do, Bookie. And you might be just surprised exactly what I can do. That is a shit fucking title. Well, it might be. I don't know. It might be a shit title. I don't know. Because again, this is a community that's not on my radar. And I'm not for sure what NG artist is. I don't have a clue what NG. I'm gonna have to look into this. But evidently they're shitting all over Bo Blacks because he made a video. Okay, and not to just be overly simplistic about this, but let's just be quite honest about this. Bo Blacks reads tweets, right? He uses videos if there's some videos for contextual reasons. He reads tweets. He tells a story. If there is something that happens in a community out there or something that catches his attention, he does a video on it. And his videos are good in that they help people like myself who don't follow this stuff stay abreast of some things that might possibly be something that, we ourselves want to cover and go over. So it says, dog, what is this? Respectfully, I hope you're never near a woman. I don't, what, the Bo Blacks is never near a woman? What? I saw that recent video. Veronica posted some crazy stuff. The situation in general is really crazy and sad to see aired out publicly. Okay. And that's a fair point. I don't know who this Tappy Wara is. And I'm sure that if this is creators that you like, and this is creators that you follow, and that you enjoy the content that they make, and I'm sure you when their name is being dragged through drama or mud or things of that nature, I get that, right? You don't, especially if it's in a bad light, if they're being dragged in, or if it's an embarrassing situation of some nature, right? I get that. 100% get that. All right. But then they got this guy here named Chip, which is saying Bo Blacks is a human parasite, and that's putting it politely. Here's a news flash. Here's a little bit of wisdom from an old man. Okay. If you do not want people gawking at your shit-stained underwear, then don't take your shit-stained underwear and hang them out on your wire to dry. In other words, don't go public about your problems with somebody else. Don't hang your dirty laundry out for everybody to see. If you're having issues with somebody, if you're having a disagreement with somebody, if you're having a beef, a tiff, whatever you want to call it, with somebody, handle that shit behind the scenes. Get in a voice call with them, do it in DMs, emails, whatever medium it is that you want to use, but don't air the shit publicly, because when you air it publicly, okay, people are going to talk about it. Your issue should not be with people like Bo Blacks. Your issue should be at your creator that you like or are supporting, because they were not smart enough to keep the shit behind four walls. But instead, they decide to take their shit-stained underwear and put it out on the line for everybody to see. Now, that's who you should be really upset with. Not that you have people like Bo Blacks and others, and now I guess me, for that matter, that's talking about this situation, whatever the hell the situation is, which I don't even know and don't care. The fact that I'm talking about it is because you're making a comment saying that Bo Blacks is a human parasite, and that's putting it politely. Bo Blacks is a friend of mine. I like Bo Blacks. I think Bo Blacks is entertaining. I think Bo Blacks is a vital part of this community. And I think you have a shit take because your little friend, your little creator, whatever they are to you, right, decide to air their laundry out publicly, and people start talking about it, right? If that's one thing that I guess has really always baffled me about these younger generations, is why they have to make their shit public, right? It's good. Don't misunderstand. It's great for people like myself, or Bo Blacks, or whoever else that covers and reacts to this type of situations. It's great for us because it gives us things to talk about, right? Because we're nosy and we like to gossip and we like to do those type of things, right? So it's great for us, okay? But I just don't understand. I mean, it's like their first reaction, their first response is to either type up a Google Doc and tweet it out, or get on their fire up their camera, webcam or whatever, get on their phone and get on the Instagram or whatever and start making these videos. It's like, what? Um, he keeps fucking shit up. Okay, so explain exactly, what is it that you think Bo Blacks is fucking up? Because I don't know. I truly, honestly, I don't know. Um, so what is it that you think that Bo Blacks specifically is is shitting the bed on? So I'll wait for your response there in chat. But I don't. And here's the thing too, right? Does Bo Black gets things wrong? Oh, I'm sure he probably does at times. Do I get things wrong? Hell, I probably get things wrong all the damn time. That's not necessarily a big secret there, right? The thing of it is that guys like Bo Blacks, guys like myself, others, we take what information is available. Information that, again, they make public. We take what there is, we react to it, we respond to it, we give our thoughts, we share our opinions on it. Then if they come around later and they put out more information that puts more light on the situation or gives more details, because now they've actually had time to calm down, they've had time to gather their thoughts, and they have time to actually be more logical about it, right? Then we can correct any narrative that we potentially got wrong. But that doesn't mean we got shit wrong. We got shit and presented it in the context of the information that we had in time. Now, take, for example, this Game Grump situation, right? Bo Blacks reported on this Game Grump situation, right? And then the people involved in the Game Grump situation, right, got bent out of shape because Bo Blacks reported on it. Well, here's a thought. Don't do a live stream for over an hour where you ranted and raved about your previous work environment and just shit over everybody, right? And got all that stuff out of your system, and then you start getting butthurt and you start acting about how, well, you know, I didn't want you to cover this. I didn't want people talking about this. Well, hey, dummy, don't sit there again, hang your shit out on the line for everybody to see. It's not that hard, for crying out loud. Okay, I think it was Atrox story claiming he would rape someone at a party, saying Creepshow and John Swan was getting minors into NSFW Twitter. His titles have been misleading for or defamatory regarding SA. Okay. Here's a little something about Bo Blacks and myself even. The titles of really pretty much anybody that makes content are our titles to our streams or to our videos or whatever are a lot of times clickbaity, right? Because the whole thing is we want to get people to come and watch our content because we're narcissists. We feel like the stuff that we have to say or our opinions are valid opinions, and we like to hear ourselves talk. Okay, that's brutally honest. We will do thumbnails that are stylized or designed to catch your eye, to get you to come in. It's marketing. It's no different from advertisers and the way that they do their commercials on television to get you to go buy their brand of soap or get you to buy their brand of potato chips or whatever product it is that they're trying to sell you. They clickbait you. It's marketing. Now, a lot of what Bo Black says when he is doing his take on things, I don't remember him ever saying Atrix would sit there and would rape anybody. I don't remember him saying that. But I'm not saying that he didn't. I'm just saying because I don't listen to everything that everybody says. If you have timestamps or if you have something that you want to present to me, send them to me on Twitter, link them to me. I'll be glad to watch them. And and if he's doing something that's out of line and it's not him just doing tongue in cheek, whatever, then you know what? We'll talk about it. Okay, that's fair game. I don't. It's not like I think Bo Blacks is some sort of special person. Um, you know that he's not untouchable or he doesn't make mistakes. I don't think that at all. Hell, I guarantee you there's stuff I get wrong. I guarantee you I misspeak. Nobody's perfect. And again, a lot of the stuff that we're doing is speculation, right? Because we're not there. We're it's after the fact, and we're making we're going this assumptions. We a lot of times we make assumptions based upon what is put out there for us to consume. And again, a lot of times these things are done in the heat of the moment because the person's mad, and so they're a lot of times it's disorganized, and they're ranting, and they're doing it through emotions, and logic doesn't enter the equation. Would you call Justin Rowland a pedo in your title if the allegations weren't confirmed? First of all, I don't even know who Justin Rowland is. And secondly, I kind of have a rule. I don't cover that kind of stuff if it's just a he said, she said type situation. Unless there is actual tangible, and I'm talking about where law enforcement has gotten involved or the person that the allegations are directed at just flat out comes out and admits it. If they flat out come out and admit it, I'll cover it. But other than that, if it's just a he said, she said situation, generally speaking, when it comes to any type of sexual misconduct or any kind of things like that, I don't cover it because again, it's just a he said, she said situation, and I just won't cover it. I will not cover it. So moving along, and I will. Here's the thing: I will go out and search out this video that they're talking about here, and I will watch it today, so I can get a little bit better understanding of what's going on. So I saw this come across my Twitter feed, and I don't know the context of this because Hasan just puts up this tweet with this picture, and it looks like he's got some sort of substance on his face. It kind of looks a little bit like, blood, but I don't think it really is. I think it's fake. And he says, absolutely wild photo shoot. And then it has a picture where it's staring down the front of his pants. And it looks like there's blood on the front of his pants and his underwear and stuff there. I don't know exactly what. I don't know if it's some sort of what do you call it? One of those photo shoots, or we would talk about, I don't, or something happened at the photo shoot. Yeah, it does appear to be a stage photo shot set. But I don't know. Well, either that, JFA, or possibly, maybe he finally, had his, because evidently men can menstruate now too, so maybe he's finally, and he can produce now. So there is that takeaway too. I don't know. But of course, once he put this out, the memes and stuff started, right? And Maggot Edits did a little thing, and of course she went with the
you know that Hasan Piker?
where
I'm coming to kill you in Los Angeles at your house.
they were saying, of course, that he made it and got to Hasan. So, I didn't have that on screen, did I? I'm sorry. Let me try this again.
Hello in the heavyweight division. Oh, you know it, lad. You know that Hasan Piker? I'm coming to kill you in Los Angeles at your house. Or in the ring? No, in real life. I'm going to stalk him and become obsessed with him. And where is...
Yeah. So of course people are making a joke saying that he actually caught up to him and that Sam Hyde got him. Of course that's all jokes and yucks and things like that, and so couldn't happen to a nicer guy. First Menzies, I guess. Yeah. Wear his skin as a coat. Yeah. So like I said, I it was some sort of photo shoot. Stage photo shoot of some kind. I don't know what. I'm sure it will become more clear. I'm sure there will be more, will become evident or whatever. Something strange happened yesterday. All over my Twitter feed, people were saying, hey, they were getting unblocked by Deaf Noodles. And I checked and I was still blocked. So it's whatever. I don't care. No big deal. I didn't care. But then he put out a video. And so I watched his video. And I found it interesting. I don't know if you guys have seen this. I don't know if you are aware that this, he put this out, almost 24 hours ago. So it would have been, I guess, early yesterday morning. He put this out. But let's just watch a little bit of this, and then we're going to discuss this.
Folks, hope you're all doing amazing today. I don't know if you noticed, but I'm not in the studio right now. I'm currently traveling where only Carmen Sandiego knows. Anyway, I have been thinking about making this video for the last few months. I've been thinking about how to approach the situation, what to say, and I've been reflecting on the events of the last year with my therapist and my friends and family, and needless to say, a lot happened. 2022 was a very eventful year for me, especially the latter half.
He's being very honest there. 2022 was a very, very eventful year, especially that. Yes, but now, why was it eventful for him? Right? And we're going to listen. We'll see if he acknowledges why it was eventful.
And I can say without a shadow of a doubt that there are a lot of the decisions that I made in the second half of 2022 that I would take back in a heartbeat. I have a lot of regrets.
Okay. So here's the question we have to ask ourselves. Are we going to take this video, this first minute of this video, are we going to take it on its face value? Right? Because, Dennis is coming to us. He's very solemn and, he's not, um, being the normal wild and kind of crazy character that he normally tries to do. Okay. And he's acknowledging that he's made some bad choices, bad mistakes. And, so it to me, it sounds like maybe Dennis is starting to become more self-aware, that all the stuff that occurred and happened to him wasn't solely, I'm not going to say it was solely his fault, but it was a kind of a snowballing effect that occurred because of decisions that Dennis made. Right? It was calculations and steps that he took that were. I think I'll try to be generous as I can here. Um, it was some calculations and steps that he took in his career and in his personal life that were missteps. Um, you know, and I'll say this: I don't care for Dennis's the little stand up thing that he did, the whole comic roast and all that kind of stuff. Uh, I'm not a comedian, right? But I know what makes me laugh, and I know what I enjoyed, and that was not it. It was not funny in the slightest bit. But as a human being, if Dennis is becoming where he's, if he's truly worked through some of this stuff and he's listened to family, he's listened to friends, like he has said in this video, and his therapist, um, and he's becoming aware of these type of things. And if he's going to try to, I think we discussed it on this show, or maybe it was Dave's. All these things kind of start running together for me sometimes, but I know we did discuss it where he was reaching out to people that he had beef with back in 2022. I know, like he reached out to Tipster and he reached out to Cavos. He reached out to Nicholas Diorio, right, and was trying to, in some way or somehow, make amends. Right, he was wanting to bury the hatchet, if you will, right, to where they maybe could uh, find some way to agree to disagree, or find some way to bury the hatchet and go forward, right? Uh, Cavos was not interested. Nicholas entertained it. He did spawn back to him in the DMs, and we saw all that. So, again, like I said, Dennis's content is not something that I necessarily consumed or liked. We covered some of his missteps. We covered some of his horrible takes that he did because it was entertaining. Um, but um, just on, I guess, on a human level or whatever, uh, if he's going to try to, I guess, have a redemption arc here, if he's trying to make amends, then I I'm not opposed to it, right? Um, you know, uh, but I will say this, and this has always been my philosophy: words are extremely cheap, and actions speak a lot louder than words.
Too many to count in two hands. And I do think that it's appropriate to take some time right now to thank all the people who have stood by me in that whirlwind and hurricane of a situation, as well as apologize to all the people that I have offended. There were, in the middle of everything I was doing, a few situations where I unfairly responded in a way that was unbecoming, and that not only do I regret, but I don't believe fully represents the kind of person that I am. In the middle of everything that was happening, I made a couple of videos where I responded to comments in a very sarcastic and negative way, and essentially attacked people who were looking out for my best interest. At the time, I didn't understand that that's what they were trying to do, because I was so caught up in my own insecurity and fear.
So, so here's a question: uh, do you guys think, was this some sort of like I don't know, for lack of a better word, a psychotic break that he had this last year, and way he was acting? Was it drug fueled, um, or could it potentially been both? Um, you know, I personally don't know. Because there was times where he definitely acted extremely strange, peculiar. His actions and behavior was extremely peculiar. Um, but in this video here, he does seem to be uh, more clear, clear headed anyway, in his speech and his mannerisms. And um, but my question would be this: um, because some of the things that he got involved in over this last year was, he has the lawsuit that he initiated towards Keemstar. Um, he uh, invited um, Salvo out to his roast battle, and then assaulted him on stage. Now, whether you like Salvo, whether you don't like Salvo, that's inconsequential in this. Facts speak for themselves on that. Dennis came out on the stage and shoved him violently from behind off the stage. Okay, that in itself, by the very definition, is assault. Now, Salvo didn't pursue it, and he didn't, because that's not, Salvo got more traction off of it just the way it happened, right? Savo pushed and gouged, and got the response that he probably was looking for, and maybe even a little bit more of a response than what he was looking for from Dennis. So he got his what he was wanting, which is a reaction, because that's what Savo's about, is getting reactions out of people. So here's the thing: I don't harbor ill will towards Dennis. I do think he made a lot of missteps over the last couple of years, that I think compounded and just kind of snowballed on him. And if he's truly trying to right his ship and trying to make amends to people, the ones that he felt like he owes that apology to, then I I give him that benefit of the doubt, and maybe he'll go back to making some content again because the bottom line, he has fans. He does have people that support him. I do know that his support has drastically waned because his streams, both combined viewage between both Twitter and, or not Twitter, but Twitch and YouTube, I think maybe he was pulling maybe at best at times maybe around 100 people total, both views on, like I said, on Twitch and YouTube at the same time. He had really fallen off. So anyway, like I say, I don't know what is in the future for Dennis, but as far as I can say, the video, I would encourage you guys to go watch it in its entirety. It's only about 6 minutes in length. But I'm going to give the man a benefit of the doubt, and I hope that he gets. Hopefully, this is the first step in moving forward. I did see some people quote tweet out this video and stuff, and they were like, um, you know, um, kind of still shitting on him. I guess which is kind of to be expected. Some just talking trash. I guess that's to be expected as well. Yeah. So attention from Ethan didn't help his ego either. You know what, Squatching? Probably not. And then the thing of it was too, though, Ethan just kind of dropped him, right? When it really started, the fire started really getting hot around Dennis. Ethan just kind of washed his hands of him and walked away from him, right? Which I think says, hopefully that should have been an eye opener for Dennis. That, this person who he thought was maybe a friend or, really wasn't. And I think that speaks a lot to Ethan's character too, right? It seems like Ethan only keeps people around that it some way can benefit him, either in clout or in money. And so anyway, and that pretty much wraps up a recap of what happened overnight. So let's talk briefly about what is out there. There are some new podcast episodes that have dropped. Now Recording has dropped some stuff. The Whammon Recording has a live stream that dropped. The Broadcast has dropped a podcast, a new episode that I got to go watch. There should be, haven't been told otherwise, we should have Ziley Gets Real on this evening with Dave over on Monday. Did on Dave's channel. That should be going on tonight. Nixie Nack should be there as well, producing. I don't know if I'll actually be there in any type of a producing or speaking capacity. If not, I will definitely be in the chat because, as Dave has pointed out, that's just what I do. So be watching Dave's Twitter to kind of get an update on the date and time when that's going to be. Of course, I'll tweet it out as well. Watch Ziley's. Yeah. Okay. So he's made that public squatching. Okay. Unfortunately, there's been some scheduling changes in Willie Mack's life, and so Willie Mack Wednesdays are currently on hold. Not for sure what direction we're going to go now, but I know Dave and I will be talking, and Dave's got some ideas, and it will just be a matter of me, or him, rather, I guess more so than me, or whatever capacity I can help him. I'll put it that way. doing something or coming up with a new host for Wednesdays for now, kind of until hopefully somewhere down the road, Willie's schedule will lighten back up to where he'll be able to. No plans on Wednesday. Yes, Gracia, we have a plan. The plan is we will have a fantastic show, just like we have every time we do a show. It's always we always put forth a good show, or at least I feel like it is. Maybe um, I don't, I'm biased, I guess, but I think Dave is putting out some really in the team that Dave has assembled, which of course includes me, but I think Dave is putting out some really great content right now. It's entertaining. It's not always drama related, but it's always entertaining, and it's a really good variety show. There's no other way. I don't know how else to label it, but game show Wednesday. Well, Squatching, we've talked about. We've got a couple of other things that we're working out. Dave has some really great ideas and stuff for games and things like that. But it is a matter of trying to take these ideas that he has and manifest it into reality to where it is something, and how to present it, and present it in a way that is easily, not easily done, but it's how do I put this? What's the word I'm looking for? When we do it, it's because if you go back and you look, right, we start off doing things like tip or no tip, right, and then we moved on to, like, who's the twit, and now we do who's the twit and match game, and we've stepped up the production quality on those, and we've had some really talented people that have stepped up and helped us. Rian has helped us with some of the graphics, and oh Lord of mercy, why do I forget this person's name? I'm always this old person. I swear I can't. Jaded Take, yeah, Jaded Take has stepped up, and she's really helped me. And it's more her than me, a lot more her than me. Design like the game boards and things like that we're able to, we just went from some Google slide thing to where it's like an actual real, streamlined uh, uh, production. And I think it's what's what I'm saying. I really believe Dave's shows are probably some of the best produced content that's being put out there. And but again, like I know I'm biased, but I just feel that way. And it's entertaining, and it always makes me laugh. I always have a good time. Yeah, Jaded is awesome, 100%. Squatcher says Willie Head wins Dave with Matt Pitt and Peepaw. Yeah. The game segments, I'm just greedy and want more. Exactly. Dave, 100%. We'll have a show tonight with Xylee, and hopefully Nixie will be able to be there, and hopefully Nixie will be up to task for doing the production and producing and stuff. And if she's not, then I will step in as always. Willie died, unfortunately. Rip Willie. Oh no. But I don't know. Like I say, Dave is very creative, and Dave has a very creative mind. I don't. Dave comes up with the ideas, and then I try to execute them. And now that I've got people that I can reach out to that are a lot better they have a really good creative mind. They do this beautiful artwork, and they do all this really cool, neat stuff, and which makes my job tremendously easier. And I'm producing tonight. Okay, fine. I never pass up an opportunity to produce and hang out because, like I said, I like hanging out with everybody. They're just fun people. So anyway, like I said, there's a lot of content to be consumed out there. I've got to go watch that Bo Black's video to see what people's got their knickers in a knot about that, and why people are kind of lambasting Bo Black's about that. Um, Definitely go check out, like I say, the video that Dennis put out on his channel. It's like 6 minutes. Go watch it. Make your own decisions on that. As far as do you want to give the man a second chance, or does he just need to be just an afterthought at this point? That's up for everybody to make on their own decision. But more importantly, make sure to get ready to tune in to Monday with Zolly Gets Real, and see what we have going on. I'm sure Matt Pitt will be there. He normally is. And we'll have some fun and yucks and laughs this evening. And who knows where the day will take us there. But anyway, I've got to get off here. I've got to call it a day. You guys take care. Keep your powder dry. And I'll see you in the funny papers.
Maybe I'm a little young, but you don't know what I've become. Can't you see it in my face?